Families come in all shapes and sizes, and you can never predict how the future will pan out. That is very true of the life of Lily and Bill Skiles. They had the joy of adding a baby to their family, but when Angel was born, she was marred with tragic medical conditions. The doctors believed her life would be short, but no one could predict how fulfilling Angel's life could be for herself and the people surrounding her. Joining me is Wynn Johnson, author of An Angel is Born. Welcome to the show, Wynn.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks
So,
for having me.
why don't you first tell me, because Angel is a relative of yours.
She is my sister's daughter, and when she was born, they said she probably wouldn't live through the night. She was premature, and then she had some brain damage from severe temperatures, and she developed what was called Rubinstein-Tabie, which was discovered by two doctors at the University of Cincinnati. And so this continued to debilitate her throughout her life, and she learned to walk, even though the doctor said she wouldn't. She could hold on to they had a chain link fence in the back, and she would hold on to that fence and go all the way around the fence. And then when she was about probably 8 years old, she developed seizures, and that took away the strength in her legs. But she was a fun person. She loved to listen to music and play, and everyone loved her. And we called her Angel, and that she was.
So how about you give us a brief synopsis of the book, because it's more than just about Angel too. It's about the place where you lived as well.
It is. I wanted to tell their story. Lily and Bill are pretty incredible people, and I backed up to the 1940s, to the time when they were born, and started telling their story. And as I progressed along the way, I would remember that a certain child was killed in a car crash. One boy died with rabies in the book. Vietnam. And so the theme of the book became parents losing their children before their own death. And there is a lot of that, a lot more than what you imagine when you think back over the years, how many people you've known. And this book has reached out to them. I've met a lot of people during my book tours that have told me about losing their children, and it's just as painful if it was 30 years ago as it was yesterday. They learn to cope with it, but they never get over it. And the suffering that I've seen Lily and Bill go through, it reaches out to those people. It reaches out to people with children with special needs, those parents. And it's actually been a lot of fun. I just wish that I had some answers, but the book doesn't offer answers. It only offers the pain that I've been able to gather and share from people who've lost their family members.
What made you want to write this book after Angel passed away?
Well, like the rest of the family, I was ridden with emotions, and I wanted to keep her memory alive. And something my sister said, that she said, well, in a few years, Bill and I will be gone, and she'll be nothing but a name on a mausoleum. So I thought, that's not right.
That's sad.
And so I wanted to keep her memory alive. And then you met Jessica, and she's my lifelong mentor and companion, and she said, you know what, we need to keep her memory alive. Somebody should write something. Well, I've been a traveler all my adult life, and I've read lots and lots of books. So I thought, well, maybe I can do this. And so I also incorporated into the book a lot of religious scriptures, and I love the ancient texts, Homer and Virgil, and whether you're religious or not, the ancient text is a good read, and the Bible is ancient text. And so the chapters are short, and they're marked with a biblical quote or scripture, so the book became spiritual as well. So people, for whatever the reason, they like the book. It's nostalgic because it covers 7 decades, and I think there's something in it for everyone, but it's a G-rated book, definitely.
So you talked about some of the ailments that Angel had to deal with, but another one that I've heard more recently about is progeria, and that's like something, a lot of those people that are diagnosed with that don't live nearly as long as she did.
She beat the odds, no doubt about it. She had that mildly. It wasn't as severe as the Rubinstein-Tabie, but it did age her rapidly.
Can you explain what it is?
Oh, it's rapid aging. And there's been lots of books written about it, and you're right. Usually there's a book, and forgive me, I don't remember the author, a very good book, bestseller, called Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. And their son had progeria, and he managed to live to 14, which is really...
Yeah, they usually die like in their teens, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
if 10 years old is
Yeah.
is a long life for them. They just, everything about their body, their cells age rapidly. And
But she was actually, what, 41 when she died?
no, she was 39 and a half.
Okay, yeah.
And she, in the past 4 years before she passed away on October the 1st, 2011, she had started to go downhill. And we had all seen Angel sick. But Lily knew her more than anyone. Lily had a mild heart attack back in 2000. She was in the hospital for 3 days, and during that child's entire lifetime, that was the only 3 days that she was ever away from her. And so she knew everything about her, and she kept saying to me, Angel is going downhill. I'm going to lose Angel. And I'm like, Lily, she's just tough. She always pulls through.
Yeah.
But she knew some things that I didn't. And the one time she didn't make it, her kidneys started to shut down, and there were so many things. Had she lived, the doctors, this was up in Columbus, Children's Medical Center, and they had said that if she lived, there would be a lot of surgeries. They would have to invade the back into the kidneys to find out. They thought she might have cancer on her kidneys. So she had so many unknown ailments, and Angel could talk, but not very plainly. But she certainly couldn't say, this hurts or this hurts.
Yeah.
So it was, they had some really dedicated doctors and nurses that helped care for her that are also hailed as heroes in the book. Dr. Heinrich took care of her from the time, well, through Lily's pregnancy, and until he had to retire, and then he died a short time later. And then it was actually hard to find doctors because, you know, that's a tough case. It's a lot of work, caring for a child with so many ailments.
Well, the interesting thing was that they were told that they should put her in like a medical facility, and they didn't, right?
They couldn't bear to do that.
Yeah.
And to them, Angel wasn't handicapped, it was their daughter.
Yeah.
And if she got sick, they'd take care of her. So they transformed their homes. They put up what was called a barrier lift, and that was a rail system that ran throughout the house that helped them move them about, because, you know, Lily and Bill at that time, they were getting up to 70 years old. And then they had a Hoyer lift to help get her in and out of the tub. They had special equipment placed in their van, minivan, so that they could help to load and unload her. So it was a task, but anytime that the doctor needed a stool sample or a urine specimen, that was a task, just gathering that to get that to the doctors. So after Dr. Heinrich, there was Dr. French, and he was another very good doctor. But he passed away shortly after that. And then she was at the medical centers in Cincinnati and different places where they took her. There was, it was like a co-op of physicians, and they kind of moved about, so they weren't in one spot. And then she found Dr. Venkatesh, another hero, and she cared for her the rest of her remaining life. So.
Okay, Wynn, well, we're just about out of time, so if people want to learn more about Angel's story and other people that have lost their children, where can they find this book?
Just type in An Angel is Born, and it comes up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart. Some bookstores have it. And Crazy Wisdom, I'm doing an event there tonight, and they'll have the books anytime thereafter. But it reaches out to people. People enjoy reading the book for whatever the reason. It has 26 5 out of 5 star reviews. So it's been people of all ages. I've been really surprised that teenage girls, 13 to 14 years old, love the book, or someone older, or it doesn't really touch on any certain age. It's a what if book. Don't take anything for granted.
All right, thank you, Wynn, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Visit a2citytv.pegcentral.com to watch this and other City TV programs online. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.